Belvedere.
Hey, hey, daughter
How you
dear.
doing? How you doing on this great Wednesday?
I'm doing awesome. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm
Good. I
good.
got a
Tired, but good.
question for you. How was your
What's
day?
your question? That's the question. My day was okay. It was a day.
Okay,
First week of
good. No,
school.
that ain't the question. The question is, I got a lot of guys. I got a lot of guys approaching me on this right here. And okay, you talked about a strong-minded woman, right? We talked about a
Yeah.
strong-minded woman, and so the question is this: since women today are non-traditional. They ain't really trying to fit the traditional, all of the traditional roles of a woman, wife. You know what I'm saying? They try to be more, non. I would say, non-traditional. But why do they require still men's to be pretty much traditional? Like a lot of expectation is traditional on the man. Like still want the man to pay all the bills. You want him to fix the car. You want him to be the handyman around the house. You know what I'm saying? You want him to be fit the traditional role. So that's their question. Their question was how can the new non-traditional woman or wife want the man to still be traditional?
But what are the non-traditional things that we're not doing anymore?
You know, you don't cook
Is
every
it
day.
cook?
You don't cook every day. You don't wash everything. The man helping with the washing. He helping clean up the house. You know what I'm saying? He's doing some non-traditional.
But some women are still doing that though. But
Now
now they're working. But like when that was traditional set, we didn't have to work,
I'm just
pay all the
asking.
bills, and I can stay at home. Is it
Your internet keep flipping in and out.
bad?
Yeah, your
Connection
internet.
is bad.
Yeah, your connection bad, ain't
I don't know what is. I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm outside or what. I don't know.
it? Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
try
It
to go
might
in.
be. It might be the question.
It might be the question.
That they just
Anyway,
want to know. They just want to know. I mean, no right or wrong. I said, I asked her. I asked too. You
no.
know,
So
like
I feel the traditional woman back in the day, they were stay at home mothers. They were staying at home. They didn't have really those careers and stuff like that. So if you want that traditional woman, you're trying to say that you want somebody to stay at home. And but now men are not making the amount of money to alone by themselves for a woman to stay alone. So if I'm working, and now that I'm working, I gotta now cook on top of that. Like now I got additional jobs and stuff like that, other than like the traditional quote unquote man. Um, that's how I see it. But I do feel like women are still doing that. We're actually still actually coming home, cooking, cleaning, and stuff like that. But also in the defense of men, I do feel like a lot of us women are not so much just taught to like cook. Like we can survive just like another a man can like cook on their own, like maybe some rice and stuff like that. But it's not like we have big mamas anymore, where big mamas are in the kitchen and cooking, and we having Sunday dinners as a family. So all of those things are gone. So yeah. But I mean, even the traditional man is leaving. The traditional man was the man to try to take care try to take care of things, but now they are a lot of men are playing house. A lot of men now are requiring their flowers. It was odd for a man to get flowers back in the day. Now they want their flowers. So, as things change, I feel like men should be able to feel like it's changing. So, yeah, that's how I look at it. It's not that we don't do it and we are requiring the man to do it. I think things have changed. So, yeah.
I mean, some women still frown on a man. Like I'm saying, they may frown on a man when he come to the table and say, like you say, 50-50, I need you to come half, I need you to do this. You know what I'm saying is a lot of times what you hear, especially on these, shows,
Hmm.
most of the time people they get offended. They get offended. A woman get offended if a man say, okay, what you bring to the table? Or is this gonna be 50-50 or 50-50? You know, you most women still want to hear that a man has this traditional thing that he'll take care of everything. He'll do this. He'll do all of that. I'm just asking the question for them. You know, which is true. If women now come to with a non-traditional, not a fully non-traditional role, shouldn't the males also have somewhat not a non-traditional role too, and not be frowned upon when they if they say, "Hey, no, I'm not," that's just a question.
Look, that's
I
just a
mean,
question.
rather than be looked at negative, like that real man or not a man or I don't want a boy, I don't want this, But then, most women, they just that's what their question was. If they're not coming fully traditional themselves, why should they be expecting traditional roles from the other side?
Hmm. Well, but because I'm trying to think about myself. It's like, yeah, I probably would be like, if you say 50-50 this or whatever like that. Um, but as far as traditional that I look for is more so just like stability and protection and loyalty and stuff like that. That those I'm looking more for characteristics versus you being able to pay all the bills and stuff like that, because I do feel like in the world things just can happen, lose your job, whatever the case may be. So whereas that on my how I view that is a little bit different, and I do feel like people who are married view it different. So I feel like when you hear that, those are people who are single, and that's why 9 times out of 10 they are still yet single.
Okay.
So when I do hear women want certain things or won't, like, it's not to say that they can't get it, but you also got to put yourself in those type of environments. Like if you, I mean, not environments, but those circles. If you want a man that is going to be able to pay all the bills, well, you can't find your man from, you know, JC Penney. 9 times out of 10, he might not. He probably not gonna be working there. Like you might have to surround yourself in a different circle if that's really, really what you want. But then it becomes you being a gold digger. But that's kind of what you are.
Yeah. I'm just asking. Hey, just an open conversation. I told him, I said, yeah, I'm gonna bring one of them the same way they bring it to us. I said, I don't mind asking too, because I said I think they're a valid question.
Yeah,
It's a very valid question when you expecting the men to to kind of stay in this traditional role as, like you say, the provider. That's a traditional role.
yeah.
He's the protector. That's a traditional role. He's this. That's a traditional role. But then,
But I do feel like as now, you know, with the world has evolved, I do feel like we need to still learn how to come out of saying like roles that you want to see your man do, because that does now become very gender specific. Whereas now you need to say like what type of character you want your man to be
right?
versus
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
role do you think he
Red
wants.
role. Yeah, I agree.
When you say role, now that is taking it back to that tradition or
Traditional,
non-tradition. But when you
non-traditional
talk
stuff.
about this is the type of character of a man that I want, that sets a whole different type of just standpoint of a conversation. If I'm saying I want a protector, he can say that as a woman too. Like I want somebody to protect my heart. It might not be physically, but protect my heart.
Right,
So
right,
that's still a character trait. So
right, right.
yeah, I feel like if you know who your partner is on the inside and what their character actually is, that's the things that they're going to exemplifies. So if you want somebody to pay all the bills, well then you are asking for somebody of a character trait that is stable, someone that knows financial, um, know how to financially, well basically be financially stable, know how to uphold their finances.
Right.
That's what you're asking for. You don't ask for somebody that can pay all the bills. No, I need somebody that knows how to organize their finances.
Right. Right.
So yeah, that's my intake.
All right, then. That's all I want to know. I said, hey,
Hopefully that don't get me in the comments. I'm not a pick me.
they gonna get you. Go ahead, y'all get them. Just want to ask. All right. I just wanted to show, just it came to me, so I wanted to make sure I can throw it back out to you, back over there with the ladies. So that might be something y'all can talk at Ruby Red.
Ruby
Maybe
Red, I
a good
guess I
Ruby
gotta get that
Red.
together. I gotta
Yeah,
get.
maybe a good Ruby Red conversation. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, sound good. All
All right,
right.
peace.
Let's
Love you
peace.
too.
See you next time. Ring a ling ling.
Oh gosh. See you later, Daddy.